Welcome to the Seeing in the Dark podcast. My name is Nicole Costeres, and I welcome you in a space to find a deep trust in yourself, your intuition, and the deeper intelligence of life. In this podcast, I offer ways to cultivate your intuitive gifts and dive deep into the mysteries of power, purpose, and soul leadership, so that you can remember your deepest core and let your truest potential come alive. Dark, primal, shamanically wild, crystallized, bright, and subtly intuitive. Welcome, everyone. It has been a long time since I've been recording a solo episode with myself. I think the last one was I Choose Heartbreak Over Suffering. And since then, I have been writing blogs. I have been speaking on the podcast with guests, but I haven't been speaking so much myself. And I noticed that lately I'm just overflowing with inspiration, with things I want to share about. And I'm sharing a lot on my Instagram and my stories, but I also feel I want to take some time today to go a little bit deeper with becoming unwavering. The reason why I chose this topic is because looking back at my whole journey as an entrepreneur, I can see that there is this one thing that has been the most difficult for me and that I'm still deepening and crystallizing more, and that is becoming unwavering, becoming steady, becoming stable, becoming unshakable in my energy and in my marriage to my mission in a way. I remember when I started my business in 2012, actually. I started as a massager, as a massage therapist, as a body worker. And at that time, I was just doing it as a side job. I was a social worker working full time, and I was doing this as a side job. And in the beginning, I didn't really have the plan to go full time in my business, mainly because I was just too scared to leave the security of my paid job and of my secured income. And so for me, it has been a journey, especially in those first three to 4 years, where life needed to push me forward because I was just too scared to step into it fully myself. So all the way from there till today, this becoming unwavering and standing in trust, in self-trust for the work that wants to come through me into this world. Wow, that was a bumpy road. Lots of ups and downs, lots of saying, yes, I'm in, and then feeling the first wobbles of insecurities, doubts, and fears coming up, and again, turning my back towards my mission. Sometimes in big ways of me wanting to quit altogether, sometimes in subtle ways, that I would launch things and I would just feel my energy already assuming that this will never work. So today, I want to share with you 10 things that really supported me in becoming more unwavering in my business and in my mission. And the 10 things that I felt, really supported the most and the biggest shifts. So the first one, number one, is make a decision. Choose to be in no matter what, even if the results are not there yet. Choose. Say yes to your mission. Say yes to your dream lifestyle. Say yes to your business. Like, make that decision. Because especially, I think this is true for most of us. I didn't meet a lot of people that don't feel this, especially at the beginning. There's just this unknown. Like, in a way, we don't know if it will work out, how it will work out, what it will exactly look like. So in the beginning, it's the power of our decision that needs to carry us forward. And still, when I go into a new direction with my business, like this coming fall, there will be a really powerful portal opening. And I can feel that to start this portal, I needed the decision in me to say, yes, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm committing to. And that automatically brings me into the second thing, and that is you need to go first. There's so many women that I work with that say, yeah, but maybe when life shows me this, then I will do that. Or maybe first, when I make this amount of money, then I will be fully in, right? So it's like waiting for life to confirm, and then you will step in. My experience is that the reality works exactly the other way around. So it's you that need to go first, you that needs to walk through that door and say, yes, I'm in. I walk through the door. And that's where life can actually start to meet us. So that means you need to go first, over and over and over again. Even if life doesn't immediately confirm with the results you long for, you need to go first and again, so that life can feel that you're in. And it doesn't mean that you need to go first means you need to push yourself. I will come back to that a little bit later as well. But it's an energetic yes. It's a full hearted, full, like soulfully yes that you give to that what you are envisioning for yourself, your business, and your lifestyle. Now, the third one is learn to become comfortable in the uncomfortable, because this is also what I see so many women do is they have an idea that first I need to clear out all my fears, clear out all my doubts, clear out all my wobbles before I can stand fully in my mission. And of course, it is beautiful to look deeper into what type of fears, what type of patterns you're running, maybe go to the support of certain therapists or coaches or retreats to unpack that more fully. Beautiful. And know that having fears, doubt, overwhelm, insecurities is natural. So the moment you are deciding to come out more fully with your soul work into the world, that instantly brings up fears, contractions, insecurities, wobbles, because it's simply such a vulnerable place to be in, right? Like coming out with your soul is very vulnerable. And so fears are natural. So instead of you trying to get rid of all your fears, all your doubts, all your overwhelm before you can fully commit, know that it's natural and learn, train your body to become more comfortable in the uncomfortableness of the fears. I think a lot of women think that once you have the business that you've been dreaming of, once you are running like a beautiful blossoming business, that there is no longer any fears or doubts or worries. This is not true. Like I on a daily basis meet fears, insecurities, wobbles. What I would say is the difference between me and someone that is maybe like letting themselves be held back a lot by these fears is I taught my body how to feel relaxed in those fears. I taught my body to become comfortable with the very unpleasant feeling that they can give us, right? And that will automatically bring me into the fourth thing that will help you to become more unwavering. And that is to change your perspective on what is happening. So it's almost like this 3 and 4 work together. So learning to become more comfortable in the uncomfortableness is something that will help your body to ease through all those fears that will come your way, but also to shift your perspective on what is actually happening. Because what I see happen a lot is fears, like there is like this project that you're envisioning, there is this offer that you're creating or this event that you're setting up, and it just feels so clear. And you're creating it, you're putting all your love into it, and then the moment that you open the doors for registration, boom, 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 all these fears and doubts and overwhelm start to show up, right? And what I see happen a lot is that the perspective on them tends to be then, oh my God, something is wrong. Maybe I should change the price. Maybe I should change this. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should have studied more of this course first, and then see it as a reason to crawl back into the hiding. Now, if you can change your perspective on what is actually happening, you don't necessarily need to crawl back into the hiding and collapse under the fear. Because what I see is actually happen the moment you stand for something that wants to birth through you, and the moment you open that up to the world, all the fears and the doubts and the insecurities that no longer are needed in your body and in your system start to come out. So if you simply, maybe not always easy, but if you simply start to make space for all these uncomfortable emotions and breathe with them, welcome them to move through with the breath, the sound, and the movement, then they can simply release the body and you can actually land in this new layer of your confidence, in this new level of inner trust. So notice, what are those perspectives that you're holding when a contraction happens? And can you shift your perspective to one that feels more expansive or at least more neutral? My God, my life has changed so much for me, changing my perspective on what I was thinking would happen, right? Because a situation in your life can never, ever give you a feeling. It's always your perspective on the situation that gives you the feeling. Just take a moment, look back in your life. Can you find any situation that has inherent meaning? Any? If you find one, let me know, because so far I've never been able to find it. So can you find any situation in your life that has inherent meaning? Probably not, because it is always the meaning that we give to it that gives us a certain feeling. And so that means you can always choose the meaning you give to the things that happen in your life, no matter how joyful or painful. Now, the fifth one is to connect to your natural flow. The natural flow is the space where you feel things are moving. It's the space where you naturally follow your resonance, following your intuitive pulls, following your intuitive whispers that guide you in certain directions, moment to moment. Now, we tend to fall out of this natural flow in two directions. One being superior to your natural flow, where you start to push and force and trying to make things happen. And the other end is holding back the natural flow, where you start to postpone and where you start to hide. Yeah. So to course correct yourself to your natural flow, when you see yourself in hiding, you might want to kick yourself lovingly in the butt and see if you would really follow your resonance right now. Where would it lead you? What is life actually asking you to do in this moment? And you can even break it up in smaller steps if that's more easeful for your nervous system. But where is your resonance guiding you in this moment? It is what will course correct you back into your natural flow when you find yourself hiding. Now, when you are being superior to your natural flow, you can connect more to nourishment. So what feels most nourishing for you right now will help you to bring yourself back to your natural flow when you find yourself pushing, forcing, and trying to make things happen. That was a big one. Both of them, actually. I've been journeying a lot with both the pushing as well as the holding back. And I find that these two questions can really course correct us back. What feels most nourishing for me right now when you're pushing? Where is my resonance guiding me in this moment when you feel you are holding back? All right. So, number 6, know that your mission is so much bigger than you, right? When we get lost in the wobbliness, in the fears, in the doubts, in the insecurities, we make it so much about us. We make it about us. And you know, your mission is not about you. It is so much bigger than you. It's the soul of your mission, the soul of your business that is longing for you to be its spokesperson, to stand so it can work through you, right? So trusting that this is a mission that is specifically choosing you for a reason, but in a way has nothing to do with you. It's so much bigger than you. And realizing that can help you to not make it so personal. The mission is knocking on your door for a reason. And if it's knocking now, this is the time, you know? So you can trust that whoever you are right now, wherever you're still doubting, wherever you feel there is still work, there will always be work. There will always be space for deepening and expansion. But trust that the mission is bigger than you and it's ready to come through. And know that you are the spokesperson. You are the only spokesperson for your business and your mission. So if you don't stand for it, it might start knocking on someone else's door. But I invite you to trust that it's bigger than you and that it's knocking on your door for a reason. But it doesn't mean that you have to make it so personal. All right. So the seventh one is fall in love with your craft, marry your mission. And I think this was one that changed the most for me, to really see that, yes, it started with that decision of saying yes. But when you start with a decision and saying yes in your love relationship, there will be wobbles along the way, right? Like with the first wobble in your relationship, do you turn your back? Maybe you do. I don't know. But I think when we are committed to a long-term relationship, we commit also to the wobbles. We commit also to the fears, right? So marrying your mission is what will help you to be fully in through the ups, through the downs, for better or for worse. Until that do us part is not really how I would do my vow when I get married one day. But I think you know what I'm talking about, right? It's an inness, even if you don't see the results immediately. It's an inness, even through the times that feel wobbly and you don't see the results. It's a marriage that you nourish, that you bring your love in, that you bring your care in, and something that builds over years. So the eighth one is to let yourself be inspired. And I feel especially when we start to grow with our business, there might be people that are not so understanding of what we're doing, or maybe simply cannot relate because they're still in their 9-to-5 job, maybe a job that they love, maybe a job that they don't love. But being an entrepreneur or having a sole business can feel sometimes like such a different reality. And I feel it's so important to surround ourselves with people that inspire us, right? So at the moment, for example, I love to surround myself with women that have a conscious 7-figure business. And for example, my two current coaches have a 7-figure business. And when I look at them, I can just see the difference in how unwavering they are and how unwavering I am, right? I can see that the difference is that they can hold their energy in this unwaveringness a little bit longer than I can. And they can stand with their core confidence just a little bit longer than I see myself doing. And it's so beautiful because through surrounding yourself with the people that inspire you and maybe are a little bit ahead of where you are at with your mission and business can show you the vibration that you are invited to embody more fully, right? Now, it can be a tricky one because sometimes we can also get really triggered, right? We can, like, this can turn into inspiration, but it can also turn into jealousy. So if you notice that the people inspire you trigger you, maybe it's time to unfollow them for a while. But if you have the ability to turn it into inspiration, because for me, jealousy is actually a quality that you see inside of someone that inspires you and that you long to embody more fully, right? Now, it turns into jealousy if we believe that the other is embodying something that can never be ours. It can turn into inspiration when you change the perspective and see that this person is embodying a quality that is longing to be embodied inside of you more fully. And not only that, it is already opening up inside of you. That's why this person is highlighted in your awareness. Now, if you can receive it like that, you can actually extract the gift from the inspiration that you sense with this person. So surround yourself with teachers, mentors, or whatever modality you're working in, with people that inspire you and that are maybe a little bit more ahead of where you are at with your mission and business. The ninth one is to let yourself be supported. You do not have to do it alone. Now, this was a big one for me because I am healing from a very shadowy, strong, independent woman. Like years ago, I was unable to surrender. I didn't let anybody fully in. I felt strong to do it all by myself. And for me, it has been such a journey to allow myself to be supported. And today, here I am. I have a beautiful team around me. I have a really beautiful support network in my business of mentors, of different people that help me even in the house. There's just such an allowance of support in a way that I've never experienced before. And I feel that in order to grow, we need to come to a point, doesn't matter where, maybe for some it will be at the beginning in your business, for some maybe it will be a bit further along, but to a point where you will allow yourself to be supported. So either by mentors that can take you by the hand, that can cheer you on, that can show you the potential of directions that you can go in to create a dream business and lifestyle that you're longing for. It can also be peers. Like I'm in a mastermind group with a group of women that are a similar level of business, and some are a bit further along. And it is just so relaxing to see the things that they are struggling with, because I see the recognition in myself. Or some of them have a talent and they're really good at that, and I am good at this, and therefore we can inspire each other. So know that you do not have to do it alone. You do not have to do it alone, really. And that brings me to the 10th point, which is take care of your mission and your business like you would the seeds in your garden. Take care of your mission and your business like you would the seeds in your garden, right? Like looking back, I was not an overnight success in the sense, I know I don't always like the word success, but I was longing for this flourishing business where I could lead the lifestyle that was location independent if I wanted to. I am based now in Amsterdam, but I can also at any point when I wish travel the world. My business is not like stuck at one location. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be able to invest in the type of trainings or mentors or coaches that I wanted. And I've actually always been doing that. I've always been finding a way to do that, even in the times where I didn't have so much money. But I just wanted to feel free, financially feeling free, like in terms of location, feeling free in terms of lifestyle, and also feeling deeply fulfilled, feeling a deep connection with the soul of my business, and seeing that manifested in the world. So it took me about 8 years of tending my garden. And it doesn't mean there were no results in between. There were. Like I created beautiful projects. I helped many, many women, but it took me 8 years before the garden was in full blossom. And I can still feel like more and more it starts to blossom and grow. So tend your garden. Like there's one coach I follow, and she said, she's also like doing multiple 7 figures with her business now. And she said it took her 7 years of building the car. She was building a race car for 7 years. And now the car is finished and she's taking off and she is like exploding with her work, right? So I guess what this symbolism of both the car and the garden show us is that it might seem as though nothing is happening. It might seem as though there is just like a certain flat line happening, because that's how I felt for many years. But actually, the seeds germinate underneath the ground where we cannot yet see it grow, right? Or that building of the race car happens in the garage, but then once it's ready and it comes out, nobody sees it was years or weeks or maybe months of tending and taking care of this car for it to become this way. So trust this process, even if you don't see the result that you're longing for yet. Trust that there is a very unique, beautiful race car being built, or trust that the most unique garden that exactly matches your essence is being created. So with these 10 pointers, I want to leave you today. let me know if you find this episode helpful. Let me know which one of these 10 pointers was the most helpful for you. Also, if this was helpful episode for you, I invite you to share it with your friends. And if you feel you want to go deeper into this marriage with your mission and your business, if you feel it's time to fully stand in deep communion with the soul of your business and in the power of your message for this world, I warmly invite you into the 6 month You Are a Soul Leader Mastermind. It's 6 months of tending that garden and really laying a solid foundation in your business, standing with the fullness of your offerings, having crystal clear messaging for the world, allowing yourself to be supported in this mastermind, and for some of you also with a team, to really create that business of your dreams. For that, I invite you into the mastermind. And with that, I wish you a very beautiful day. I send you lots of love and blessings in your mission and in your business.